Hi folks, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about some weird yet surprisingly legit bikepacking products. How much would you pay to be comfortable around camp on your next bikepacking trip or tour? I mean, really comfortable. 80 bucks? Well, 80 bucks is how much Burt Shoes is charging for their amazing camp shoes. In this bag, you have some shoes that are super thin, lightweight, and super pliable. So you can pack these things anywhere. You can strap them on the outside of your pack, you can wad them up and shove them in something. They work amazingly well packed anywhere. Burt Shoes is a small company out of Colombia, making the soles out of recycled rubber and the uppers out of neoprene. They're kind of reminiscent of the Spanish espadrille. These size 12 shoes come in at 415 grams. And if you really want to save weight, you can take out the insole and save an additional 40 grams off the pair. I found they were super comfortable with or without the insoles, so it really didn't matter. Now, honestly, I'm not a camp shoe kind of guy. I've never used camp shoes before. I just wear my bike shoes everywhere. But I tried these out on a few different bikepacking trips and found them really handy and amazingly comfortable. When you're lounging around camp, sitting in your bike shoes, I thought was fine. But putting these on, it is, like a little cloud for your feet. It was so relaxing, and I can hike in these, walk across sharp rocks, go swimming. They're not exactly water shoes per se, but they do handle water quite well. They dry out quite quickly, so they're good for that. And I found in the middle of the night, those emergency need to get up and pee, slipping these on made it super easy. Wandering around camp, anything, putting these on instead of my bike shoes, especially when my bike shoes are wet, it was amazing. So there's a lot of camp shoes out there, and they tend to focus more on the lightweight instead of the practicality. But these seem to focus more on comfort. They're still lightweight, still super flexible and packable, but they're comfortable on your feet. What makes these shoes so comfortable? Well, it's a combination of the thick rubber sole and the stretchy neoprene uppers. Burt Shoes follows the barefoot principle, meaning they have a natural and unrestricted feel. They fit snug, but offer ample room in the toe box, providing maximum comfort. What if your tripod could fit in your pocket rather than your backpack? That's the whole concept behind the Peak Design mobile tripod. This thing is designed to fit onto the back of your phone. So this contraption here is the tripod, and it's got a ball joint here that allows it to move all over. So the tripod is designed to attach to the back of your phone using a MagSafe connector. So if you have an iPhone with MagSafe, great, or if you have a case with MagSafe. Now, Peak Design does provide a case that works with this, and it's designed to also work with their bike mount. But I have the bare phone here, just attaches magnetically. You can now move that around and shoot your video. And if you want to shoot horizontal, you can turn it horizontal and the MagSafe works there as well. And when you're done, have it attached here and just fold up the legs and fold the whole thing into the back of the phone. The tripod itself is attached via a ball joint here. And if that ball joint ever gets loose for any reason, there's an included tool inside the tripod. Flip that out, grab it, slide it into a slot on the side, and now you can tighten or loosen that ball joint however you need. And then conveniently store that key right back inside, fold it up. So I use this tripod all the time on my rides so I can record video for this channel or so I can just take photos. Now, I find when the tripod's in use, it works great, but I tend to want to adjust it by grabbing onto the phone rather than the mount itself. And sometimes I can pull my phone off. So just be aware of that. Grab the whole tripod when moving it instead of just the phone, because you can pull it off, especially when you're in horizontal mode. Out of the box, this thing feels like a gadget straight from a spy movie. The machined aluminum, the precision hinges, and that signature Peak Design magnet that snaps onto the back of your phone like it's meant to be there. And the whole thing, it's about the size of a stack of a couple credit cards. When attached to your phone, setup is nearly instant. Just fold out the legs, adjust the angle, and you've got a stable shot. Whether you're filming a time lapse on a misty ridge or trying to get that signature bike lean snapshot, the stability of this thing is super impressive. At $80, this certainly isn't the cheapest mobile tripod out there. But at $80, it is still a bargain. I've tested many cheaper tripods out there, spent more than $80 total, and every single one of them has broken on me. This is the only one I truly trust that isn't going to break. I've already put it through quite the ringer, and it's still just as good as new. And at just 76 grams, it's also still lightweight. Bugs, nature's tiniest buzzkill. The only solution is bug repellent. But what if your repellent didn't have to be a sticky spray or smell like chemical warfare? This is the FlexTail Tiny Repel S, and it's changing the mosquito game forever. It's a tiny electronic device that you can hold in the palm of your hand. This is the Tiny Repel. It's a device I bet you didn't know you needed. In fact, FlexTail has made a whole business on making devices that none of us thought we needed, and now we can't live without. They started me down the mini electric bike pump route, and I can't live without those now. I also use a FlexTail pump to inflate my sleeping pad, and now there's this to avoid mosquitoes. With the Tiny Repel, you also get a package of little pads. These pads insert into the device, and when heated up, they emit a vapor that creates a cloud of anti-mosquito goodness all around the device, up to about 10 feet. So you take each of the pads, insert them into the slots on the side. Then once you're ready, turn it on with a double tap. Now there's 3 modes. There's low, medium, and high, or as they call it, tent, camp, and super. And once it's turned on, just set it aside and let that invisible dome of protection take over. In general, it can protect up to a 10-foot radius. While you can just set it on the ground, and it will work that way, I recommend elevating it some to get that optimal protection. There's a tripod mount on the bottom, and they do sell a stand that you can optionally get to mount it up high, but just setting it up on a log, a table, picnic bench, things like that all work well. There's also a hook so you can hang it from a string above camp or hang it up in your tent. And one of my biggest pet peeves about most electronic devices is some project manager somewhere goes, oh, it has a battery. What else can we do with a battery? So let's put in a light. So this has a light. But this is actually pretty handy. You have this hanging up in your camp, repelling mosquitoes. You can also use it to light up camp. And there's 3 modes to the light, low, medium, and high, just like the repellent. It's really nice in your tent. Hang it up, put it on low. You can see everything you're doing in your tent. This thing does get pretty hot. In order to work, it heats up to 165 degrees Celsius as advertised on the packaging. But there's no real burn danger. I've handled this thing. I've not grabbed it trying to burn myself, but I've had no issue with the heat as well. This works by making a cloud of repellent around you, creating a bug-free cocoon. It is designed for when you're stationary, hanging around camp. It does not work well when moving. Because that cloud of repellent, it is always going to be behind you if you're walking. Prices for this little bugger tend to be all over the map, but in general, you can find it on Amazon and other places for around $45. That's all great, but does it actually work? Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes, it works extremely well. I've set this up in my yard while gardening or while shooting videos in my backyard. I have a lot of mosquitoes in my yard. It's blocked them perfectly. I set it up, usually wait 5 to 10 minutes, and then go enjoy that mosquito-free bubble. Camping, same thing. Set it up, and you got to keep moving for a little while and keep those buggers away. But after 5 to 10 minutes, you can sit down, enjoy the campsite, enjoy nature, and this thing's doing its trick. Have you tried a helmet mirror? I have many times, and I never really got the hang of them. I always found them to be tiny little bouncy things in the corner of my eye that I could never really see anything. But a lot of people swear by mirrors when touring, so when PidZoom reached out and asked me to try out their mirror, I jumped at the opportunity. I wanted to give mirrors one more shot. Why? Well, because they're a little different. The PidZoom mirror offers a much larger field of view and much more stable mirror positioning. All seemed good to me. Inside the box, PidZoom provides all kinds of parts. You have 3 different length arms, short, medium, and long. You also have 2 different mirrors. You have flat and convex. Then you have multiple ball mounts here. These attach to your helmet. You have 2 that attach via 3M adhesive onto the side of your helmet. And then you have 1, if you don't want to use the adhesive, this one here, this will strap on using elastic bands. Then you have another that can use both 3M or slide into those other mounts and giving you a slightly different ball mount. So lots of options here, and really there's enough parts included that you could attach 2 different mirrors to 2 different helmets. Or with all the different mounts, you could attach the same mirror to 4 different helmets. Now what sets it apart is not just all the different options to configure it, but each of these arms, they're super strong and sturdy, plus they attach via these ball mounts. So to use the mirror, first you attach the ball mount to your helmet, and then you take the arm, you attach that to the ball mount. It gives you 180 degrees motion this way and lots of flexibility all other directions. Then the other end, that's where you attach the mirror. So you loosen that up, take your mirror and pop that in, and now you have the whole mirror assembly attached to your helmet. You can adjust this once you get it in position exactly where you want, tighten everything down, and it's not going anywhere. Then when you want to remove it, say you don't want it on your helmet, there's a little button here on the side of the mount. Press that and the whole thing slides off, leaving a very discreet piece attached to your helmet. You can then attach this to the mount on different helmets or back onto the same helmet. Super easy. That ability to put it on and take it off is really handy. But when it's on, it isn't going anywhere. You tighten that down, nothing will move, but you keep it loose enough that you can move it out of the way, entirely up to you. So you don't end up with that super shaky thing that's always moving in front of you that you can't see. When it's attached to your helmet, it is steady. It's as steady as your head anyway. Now both mirrors, whether the flat or the convex, are large enough to give you a great field of view behind you. I prefer the convex because I want to see as much as possible. Now there are a lot of cheap mirrors out there, and this is not one of them. It's $40, which isn't ridiculous, and it's really a fairly low price, but it's a bargain at this price as it's really well built and gives you all those different pieces to be able to configure it exactly how you want it and possibly attach it to multiple helmets with multiple mirrors. So did PID Zoom convert me? Am I a mirror guy now? I'm not really sure. I'm trying it out. I'm still not quite convinced. It's not part of my regular kit, but it is another option I have available. But if you're interested in using a mirror, the PID Zoom is one of the best I've found out there. It's super strong, super stable, with a great field of view. Plus the oversized mirror gives you great visibility into what's going on behind you. So if you're looking for a mirror, the PID Zoom is certainly a great option.
I've been watching all of Try's online channels to the morning. Once engaged, I know I'm done. Algorithm that's alert.